Join Connecting the Dots this and every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. on National Broadcaster DBS Radio. 88.1 FM, 89.5, 89.1, 103.1, 103.5, 104.1, and 104.7 FM. Listen and view on DBS Radio Facebook Live and on YouTube. Give us 90 minutes and we will strengthen the connection between Dominicans residing in the lovely Nature Isle and Dominicans residing abroad. National Broadcaster DBS continues its quest to highlight and celebrate the achievements of Dominicans. We will discuss the highs and lows, the challenges and successes. Give us 90 minutes and we will solidify the connections we share with Dominicans all over. Anu celebrate achievement Dominice to all latte. Connecting the Dots. Tune in this Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Come join us as we weave a tapestry and strengthen our connections. ASU Radio DBS.
Stories have been told.
Here's where I say bonjour, bonjour tout le monde. Welcome to Connecting the Dots on DBS Radio. First program for the month of May 2023. Hello people, bonjour, Maouye, Mabrika, Sak Passe, Hola. How? Hello. Nigel will help me with the rest. Assalamu alaikum. What's up, Wago? Welcome to Connecting the Dots. It is that time again when we connect dots, when we share 90 minutes with you, our family. We strengthen the ties that bind us as a people, as Dominicans. We celebrate our identity. We call Nigel Francis. Nigel, come a while. Ki nouvelle?
Hey. Well,
How you doing, Nigel?
I am doing good. How's everything going?
Fine. Things going fine.
Okay.
Nigel,
you have all the languages there, miss. I can't say much, so...
Nigel, Nigel, there was a marathon this morning, so yes. Luckily, Kim was on her hype this morning. She had something like a samdigua. So I tell her, Kim, stay on. I had to run and take care of business because, Nigel, I thought you were the coronation. So I rushed there to get you. Anyway, Nigel, I'm breathless. Nigel, you were not at the coronation, man.
No, I thought
you said you were going there.
Back. I was looking for my grandma's back pay first.
Your what?
I wanted my back pay.
Okay, so I was too fast.
I want my reparations.
I was too fast to go there. But Nigel, that was...
too fast to go there, yes. Yeah. But no, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to look at the coronation, but I will more than likely look at the repeat. I'm pretty sure stuff is going on right now.
Yes, I'm pretty sure myself.
The ceremony is continuing.
Yes, but that is...
So I hope you represent it for both of us.
Well, Nigel hasn't keeping the tradition, right? Because... The church the church service was a lot in terms of the singing, and it was kind of monotonous, and I was dizzy, Nigel, seriously. But after, you saw the pomp and the circumstance,
yes,
the splendor and formality, so that was there. But that's not really for me for the entire ceremony. So You know, a little West Indian thing would have been nice. You know, a little,
you
some
wanted the
culture.
entrance and then the exit. That's
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
pomp and ceremony.
yes,
The
yes.
in between is not really that much.
So that is
Yes,
pretty.
yes.
Yeah. So that is
But
what.
I will
Sammy,
catch some reviews and I will look at some of it later on for
Sammy,
sure.
Yes, I think someone has. I think our guest probably has his mic on too
Sammy.
early, so I'm hoping that he
Yes,
can
see,
hear.
very
We'll have to
early.
send him a message. He's calling us Sammy, but yeah, Nigel. So that is what you call quintessentially British, but we have a different vibe in the Caribbean. So we'll have the love way and the belly and all of that. I am trying to see if I can get across to our guest Nigel to ask him to just
Just
mute his
mute for a
mic.
second.
Yeah,
Yes,
he needs to
yes,
mute
yes.
his mic.
But
Wow. This is anyway, Nigel. So let's see how we can continue. So yes, as I said, we had an exciting time with Kimara. By the way, Nigel, Kimara has been selected to manage the Winner Islands under-19 women's cricket team. So that is good. That is certainly good news for us and certainly
oh
good
yeah,
news for Dominica as well.
definitely. So congratulations to her. Congratulations to Clement Marsley, who
Oh,
was
yes, he
also
too. Yeah,
elected vice president
vice
and director
president.
of the board, and Liam Sebastian, who continues to serve as selector and manager. So wonderful news, Kim. Now you can get the water.
Oh
That's
yes,
it.
yes. And she need a
Yes,
lot of that
yes.
as
Kim,
well.
I need some water. But
Yeah.
congratulations
Oh
to you.
yes.
I mean, that's great that you are. I mean, and Kim is also the manager of the one of the local
Champagne
franchises,
Reef Divers, I think.
T10, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. So she's doing an excellent job
Yes.
in cricket.
And it's
And she always
also
used to do some football thing as well. I think
yes,
she used
yes,
to
very
be
much
manager
involved
of some team in Yampies or
in Yampi
something, or
Starish Pit
Tarish.
area. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So getting involved in the sports. Congratulations to you, Kim. We look forward to good things for the Windward Islands under-19 women's team, right?
Nigel, keep talking. I see Dean is trying to get across to me.
Dean is trying to get across to you. So we're saying congratulations to Kim. We're saying congratulations to Clement Master as well for being a vice president. And I'm Liam Sebastian. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to the Dominica team that was in the Alba Games. They did pretty well there, got a couple of goals and everything else. So congratulations to the entire contingent for representing well. The Dominoes, Delvin, good morning to you, Jabu. And of course, Dominoes did pretty well. So congratulations to you on that. Today's congratulations. Congratulations to those of the community high school who had their leaving ceremony.
Oh yes, Nigel.
Yes,
Like that.
they had the leaving ceremony this week, as they call it. And I can imagine you probably saw some more T-shirts, people writing on some more shirts and stuff, or the community high school don't do that.
No, well, not much of that. I did not see much of that yesterday. It's different with the Dominica
Okay.
Community High School, and what Majo sets continues to live on. So it's kind of different. But normally, and as they keep with this, every year, the school leaving ceremony is set apart from what the other schools have. So the other schools would wait until after the CSEC examinations and other examinations. But the Dominica Community High School, they have the school leaving ceremony ahead of these examinations. So they are pretty early every year.
Pretty early, yes. Pretty early indeed. So congrats to all those students,
The theme, I think, is strive for progress, something like this. Strive for progress, strive in success. But yeah, pretty good theme.
Yes. And it was a good enough ceremony, so congrats to them for that.
Yeah.
And of course, to all those who are early, I sent you a message from one of our early students. He was asking to be excused.
Okay.
So you can look at your WhatsApp, you'll see the message there. He's asking to be excused.
Alrighty.
Good morning to you, Carl Kofi James. Very early this morning. No detention for you. Wish you all the best. At some point, I hope you can send me a link or something, Kofi, so I can view your daughter's performance in that musical that she did. So good morning to you. Carol, good morning to you. It's good to know you're locked on as well. You're early. No detentions for you. That's wonderful. And all the others who I haven't seen yet, but I know they'll be on. Kofi is saying we need people like Kim in the mix, sports-minded people. Definitely so, yes. And Kim is doing well. Mixing Media and
And
sports.
sports, yes,
By the way,
yes.
how's DBS basketball team doing? Are they down?
In fact, I think they went down sometime last week, but that was their first loss in what, about 3 or 4 matches.
And
So
youngster hadn't played
no,
yet.
no, no, he has not played, and rather unfortunate. But there is a young Hassan Robinson who is at DBS Radio, and he's doing very well on the DBS, the old school basketball team. So
Good,
hats off
good,
to
good, good.
Hassan. He always scores, and in double digits as well. So he's doing,
Oh,
a pretty good job
excellent.
on the
Pretty good job. Well,
yeah.
yes. Well, congrats to him. But we're still waiting on youngster.
Yeah,
And
we're
we'll see
still
what
waiting on
happens,
Curtis Matthew to make an
We'll see
entrance
what
at least.
happens. Yes. Let me say congratulations and happy birthday to my daughter. Celebrated her birthday on Wednesday. She tells me she's
Wednesday
in
was the
double
what?
digits now.
Wednesday was what again? The third?
Wednesday was the third.
But my daughter celebrated on Wednesday the third as well. Eh? Well, look it.
So now we have double
Yes,
celebrations
we.
planned.
There's a connection there, man, Nigel. What?
But there's we connecting the dots. We connected. There's a connection right there. So yes, celebrations.
Yes, celebration.
Alvin Thomas, of course, sent his note. He couldn't be here this morning.
Yes.
His granddaughter is making first Holy Communion. So blessings upon her.
Okay.
And congratulations. So Alvin, you are excused. Right. We cover everybody?
Yes, and let's just say, thank you to all those who continue, Nigel, to not just listen on radio at times, but listen and view, and those who just view from overseas, and, really enjoy the vibes. The reviews are very encouraging, particularly after the program. You get a lot of WhatsApp messages and a lot of, sometimes even calls. Yes. So let me say thank you. People like Josephine John Lewis, I think Sandra Luke, they are becoming regulars, and Jacqueline Seja, Glenda Shillingford, I think Decima Roye as well, and of course the regular ones. You mentioned Alvin, Rosalind Savre, McLean,
Winnie Green,
Winnie, yes,
Snapper.
Snapper Laura, Edwina London, and Vado, and Noreen,
Vado, Muriel Stewart,
Sonia Williams, Eva Francis. So it's a lot, Nigel.
It's a lot. So to the connecting the CTD family, thanks. Continue to connect, continue to share. And what I love is that they have their own little thing going on Facebook as well. They have their own little conversation going on, which is great. You're connecting them there as well, so that's even better.
Yeah, and sometimes we can't always, see all the messages. Sometimes you have to be just scrolling and trying to, highlight some of them. But we miss a lot of times, and that's why it's always good to, that we have the opportunity to go back and look at some of the questions, the suggestions, the messages that come. And a lot of, and in last week, Nigel, because we had Lando Bruno on, and yes, and he's receiving a lot of help through that.
Well, that is wonderful news.
He's receiving a lot of help.
Yes, wonderful. Morning to you, Smokey, as well. Kofi saying that he just wants to say birthday greetings to both our daughters, and that his daughter Naya, her birthday is tomorrow.
All right.
So it's a May vibes.
Okay, it's a May vibes. There's something about May, Nigel.
So when it comes around, birthday blessings on her, my brother.
Yeah. Surely. So yes, let us say hello to Lando Bruno. He enjoyed the program, Nigel, and as I said, the reviews are positive. Let us wish him well, because very soon he will travel to undergo this major surgery, kidney transplant. It's not something that's easy.
Certainly wish him well. I'm happy that we were able to connect and assist in whatever way we could have. So I'm glad for all the contributions and for the assistance that he got, and for a successful surgery as well.
Yeah, all right. So Nigel, Jazz and Creole has come and gone. The Commonwealth continues to bubble. There's still a lot happening in the planet.
I see you there.
Boy, I don't know. You sure?
And sampling and tasting and I see, Papa, she taking her foot on me.
I was trying to dodge the cameras as often as possible, but
it wasn't always possible.
Yeah, it was not always possible. But I'll master the art of doing this very soon. Let the younger people show their face on all of this, and let me take a back seat then. But yes,
and let others go there.
Yeah, let others go.
Well, it was good. It was good though. I think the Jazz and Creole was, from what I viewed and what I heard, and from so far from the reports, it seems to have gone pretty well.
Yeah, pretty well. There's still some things that we need to enhance to make the product an even bigger one than it is. But it's a work in progress, and I'm hoping that even next year, the organizing committee would have incorporated a lot of the ideas, that came, and they too saw some of the, areas that need improvement. I heard the events manager speaking about putting more kadas, and zouk and Creole music into the whole jazz and Creole. So let's see what happens. But
Let's see
Nigel,
where it
it's
goes
a
from
show.
there.
Nigel, let me tell you something. It's not easy there. I tell myself every year, do
So
not
like
go
a
that
fun
early.
check.
Yes.
Come on,
Fan
look at the
Cote.
voice, so like a fun,
Fante, something like that.
Fante.
So I told myself, every year I'm telling myself, do not go early. So Nigel, I found myself there about 2 o'clock. And I mean, that was the worst. Oh my goodness, Nigel will take a sway. But luckily for me, I put something very simple, not too elaborate.
Right.
I was just like simple. But Nigel,
Yes.
so what if I had a long flowing dress, and heels and a lot of makeup
You
wow.
would have been feeling it.
Yeah, so I was simple. I was simple. So, but that was good. That was good. Hey, Nigel, we have a guest, huh?
We do have a guest. Yes. And I see
We
he
have a
must be
guest.
ready for us too.
He should be ready. Yeah. The earlier when I thought that I would have started at 9, but I had other things to do, and so I could not really play his music before. But we'll see. We can get him to sing on the program. So Nigel, let's bring him on.
Well, we should bring him on,
Yeah, do
So
the
let's say a
honors.
very special good morning to Mr. Pacquette, right? Mr.
yes.
Roosevelt Pacquette, but I think he might probably want to be referred to as Ras Digital.
Digital.
He'll tell us
Yes.
all about that. He'll tell us all about that in a little bit. But
Yeah, man.
good morning to you, brother. Welcome to Connecting the Dots. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you so much, Brother Nigel. It's been an honor to be on the show. Thank you, Sister Ivona. And enough respect to all the listeners. Big up Ras Kofi
Right.
for the link. Enough respect,
Hey.
Kofi. Enough respect, Bernard Terrell. Yeah, man, we go back a long way. So, and I give thanks to be on the program this morning.
Right.
More big up all the people in there. Enough respect every time. John, we love Dominica.
I like that.
Can't do without dear man. See,
Grand Bay Native, bring a little Creole for us now. Ras Digital.
well, tout moun ja sav, moi se fami chobi avec ko, moi sorti yon wa sin music.
Okay.
Non, chobi avec ko se moun ok mwen yo se frère sisi mwen, frère maman mwen.
All right.
So tout moun ja connaît chobi. C'est qui wa de Kadas music de la Dominique. So Uncle Chubby, you set the foundation and the legacy. And I give thanks for the upbringing around you and seeing and learning so much from you. You were my first idol. You were my first role model. You'll always be. Enough respect.
Nigel, good way to start.
Uncle Ko, you've been the genius behind all these nice melodies and all this music for decades. And a lot of people really don't, understand, but the magic between you and Chubby was meant to be. It's like a match in heaven, something that was meant to be. It's like myself and my brother, Simpson Pacquette, growing up in the same way, in the same environment. So I want to take time to big up Thuklai Showers, big up my producer, Scotcha, beloved. His name is Mike Stewart. He's also a Grand Bay native. So we all up here in Atlanta trying to keep the vibes going positive, put out some real good music for the world. The world is loving the music that we just released, My Girl, and give Jah the praise. We'll be talking about this a little more in the program as we go along. So give thanks for the invitation. Brother Nigel, enough respect. And Sister Ivona, enough respect.
Wonderful,
Right.
wonderful.
I
I
like
like how we set the tone.
Nigel, just before we continue, and I don't really want to interrupt, but let me just say hats off as well quickly before we go back to our guests. Hats off to the organizers of the there's an event tomorrow. I'm trying to get the name, something about, but anyway, to do with exercise at the Botanic Gardens at 12 p.m. So people like Kimara Matthew very much involved in this, and I think this year the focus is on CNCDs and particularly on cancer. So let me just big them up and just ask people to patronize this and exercise at the same time. I think it's something like a Y2 Fit or whatever. I can't remember exactly, but it has to do with exercising. So I just want to say that. All right, so.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. Go exercise tomorrow.
Right.
I agree. Yes, extra is never enough.
Roosevelt Ras Digital Pacquette.
We're gonna find out about him, right?
Grand Bay native. Yes, Nigel.
Yes.
Take the
And
opening
you were
bats.
You were wrong to tell him say something in
In
Creole.
Creole, yes.
You the Creole come out
Yes,
strong there.
we. There's something about Creole from Granby, and Creole from
Yes,
other. I
yes,
mean,
yes, yes. It have a
Granby people
niceness
have that
about it.
lockdown well. I
Man, when
tell
you hear
you,
somebody from Granby speak, it's
man.
different.
Yeah,
It have a
when
kind of a
I
feel
tell
with it,
you,
man.
Nigel.
Yeah.
When I was at
Love it,
school and
love
I
it.
had some, some of the pupils were from Granby as well, Nigel. When you see they start to speak the Creole, moi c'est Jaguar Bewuav. And anyway, yeah. So tell us who is
Truths and
Yes.
rights, and we'll talk about this a little further down in the program. My new single, I attribute to Dominica. Dominica, is doing very well as well on YouTube and over the internet. So this we'll touch a piece of this
Oh
later
yes,
down in the
yeah, later
program.
down. But we
Yeah,
have
so I'm
we.
sure that the
Yes.
people love to hear and listen to this.
But we like to go in a
beautiful song.
chronological order, so we are going to start with who is Simpson Pacquette and how you were raised, what you remember,
right.
what school you went to, and things like
Yes.
that, and then we'll go on to the music and when you left Dominica, go overseas and all of that. So Nigel, give him the first one in terms, give him an
Yes, we
idea.
get the whole story of you, man. We get the whole story of Raz Digital. So first of all, we didn't have to ask because you already told us what part of Granby you're from, what part of Dominica you're from, which is Granby. But tell us a little bit about growing up in Granby back then as a young boy, whether you went to Granby Prime, was there a primary school in Granby, or what was it like growing up in Granby then?
Yeah, well, Granby has always been like on the forefront for education, culture, music, tradition, politics. It's just the energy there is just so pure that you feel that in life you have to relate to life energy when it brings it to you from the universe. So I think the people of Gambia are connected to Africa in a special way because the energy is so pure. It is so sincere when the people relate to it. Just like, for instance, my uncle, the music is so sincere and so genuine. You can feel the energy. So growing up in Granby it's a beautiful experience. The most wonderful experience I feel in my life when someone can grow up with no fear of intimidation, no fear of degradation, no fear of separation. People feel it's a oneness, it's a love thing, it's a family thing. Until the world can grasp that greatness in family and love for each other, we're missing out on everything.
But what's so
Really and truly.
tell us what is so special about Granby? Talk about that oneness, that togetherness. As a little boy growing up, at what age probably did you realize that you're in a community that people are so much together? Were you very very young then, or was it in your
Yes,
teenage years you began to
yes,
realize that?
yes. I started music at 4. Me and my brother, we had a first little group with a brother called Derek. Derek was Pierre Charles' nephew. Um,
The late Pierre
this
Charles,
is late
former
Pierre
prime
Charles'
minister.
nephew. So our first little group, we had under his auntie's cellar right there our little drums, our little guitar. We made it with cash got strings and and just vibing, singing, and we never stopped. It's like music was just in us naturally. You could never get enough inspiration. You always are inspired to do something, write something, say something, sing something, DJ something. It never ends. So growing up in Granby, seeing so much around me, Co and Chubby as the instruments of music in Dominica. We grew up around keyboards, drum sets, bass, mic, everything. The double deck keyboard I used to just be fooling around with this, and it was always around us. The drums, the tambour, the boom boom, because Pierre Charles' father was one of the best saxophonists and flutists in Dominica. Because Granby had a group, I forgot the name, because Chubby's father was part of that group. Where I think about 12 hornsmen. It was a lot of hornsmen, trumpet, clarinets, trombone, saxophone, a lot of them. So Chubby's father was, I think, a trumpet player. Pierre Charles' father was a saxophone player. And the list goes on. So I grew up around all that sound. At nights, I would be hearing the saxophone, man. Beautiful melodies, man. Every night. And I'm saying, yo, man, this man, that sounds great. So I would go closer to him. He would change the instrument. He would play the clarinet because it had a thinner tone to it. When he played the baritone sax, I'm like, yo, man, I love them vibes there. I would have liked to integrate saxophone, wind instruments on my songs. So growing up, feeling them vibrations, seeing around me, Black Machine, Black Bees, Eradication Squad. We ourselves, we grew up, we had a first group called the Golden Squad. Even before Golden Squad, we had a group called Uprising Dramatists. That was my brother, Curtis Leatham, Neville, Lavinier, and myself. I was on drums, my brother was on guitar, Neville was on bass, Curtis was on percussions, background vocal. So the list goes on. Music was just like an evolution that was meant to be for us, destined for us, because just the vibrations around us, we were propelled to just have no other focus but music.
Mm.
I remembered sitting right there with Chubby, when he wrote that song, I'm gonna give you a little piece of it, Dominique Gaele, tous les jours puis vika baissé, Dominicain, nous qu'a souffert jodi. Dominique Gaele, tous les jours puis vika baissé, Dominicain, nous qu'a souffert jodi. If you remember that song, it's called Souffert. That song was written by Chubby Souffert. I was right there with him playing the drums and the tibour and everything when he was writing that song. So this is the atmosphere I was raised in. Music was never ceasing around me. My grandmother, as a matter of fact, Chubby's mother, which is my mother's mother, one of the best singers I know. And her mother was one of the greatest singers I even myself knew. Everything was just around me. I was just like planted in a place where my mother sings, her brother sings, my grandmother sings, her mother sings. I'm like, yo, it's just music, man. So we have to just understand that it's naturally in us. We are not just trying to size this up. It's already made up, man. We were chosen even before we were born. We were chosen to do this. So me and my brother grew up. We go to elementary school. My first school was at the Teacher Leah preschool. Teacher Leah was Pierre Charles, I think, auntie, because she was brother to Pierre Charles' father, sister to Pierre Charles' father, sorry. So going from there, I went to the Granby Elementary, the boys' school, the old boys' school. Down on the other side, there are two buildings after that new school was built in 71 by the Canadian government. The Granby Elementary School. Nice building with 3 stories. So after we left the old boys' school, then we moved to that new building in 1974. Then the revolution started. I was 7 years old when the revolution started with UNICEF and all the defense force and all this trouble and all this chaos. And because then I realized people are fighting for what is called equal rights and justice. So I started asking my mom, why is all this trouble? Why is all this police and all this chaos and stuff? So we get to understand, well, the Geneva Estate was taken over. The people were denied of their rights. The people were overworked. They were never given fair pay. And all the land, the overseer of all the land, wherever he came from, just had all access to the land, and the people was like on a little quick more Lally. That's where I was born. So after the revolution, everything seemed to change. The people seemed to get a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, a sense of realization that we all are one. We all should share whatever God has created, and no one should deny anyone of what God has created. So I think Granby people has been on the spirit forefront of fighting for justice, fighting for that right, that God-given right that's given to everyone. Don't deprive everyone or anyone of God's given right. So Granby has always been to me on the forefront of so many things, in the politics, in the music, tradition, culture, in creating things naturally, shoemakers, bakers, just name it, fishermen, carpenters, masons. Some of these people, best people came from Granby. And in the history books, you will see it written. Around Granby and Dominica, you will see it too. You can see and feel the energy of the Granby people. We are thriving for a better life for everyone. We want to see everybody live comfortable. We want to see everybody live in a state of mind that they are hopeful, but not fearful. That they're willing and able and not denied and deprived. So Granby is a special place. I just want to tell the world and let the world know, say, people call it Little Kingston. When me there in New York, I live. Well, before me even go to that story there, let me finish off with the primary school, elementary school thing. We're done with this. Then I passed my common entrance. I went to SMA,
Everyone know you hit that, right?
Yes,
you're
going on Nigel, not to bring it back.
And after I went to SMA, I was inducted into that school in 1980 from the Granby Elementary School. There I met Bernard Terrell. I met all my classmates, Sean Douglas, You know, Archie, the bass player for First Serenade,
The
we were
little
also so the music just keep continuing. Me and my brother, you know, we started singing together in the church. We started singing together in Calypso. In SMA, we won 2 Calypso Monarchs. You know, he won 2 Calypso Monarch crowns. So music was always on the forefront. We were part of the school group playing in the church. We also would perform at the assemblies. We perform in the class. So from SMA now, the vibes just keep growing and growing and growing. We had, you know, 2 groups in Granby, Eradication Squad and Golden Rocks. Golden Rocks was my side, which was a younger side, and my brother was Eradication Squad, which was of, you know, these guys were like 5-10 years older than myself. It was an older age group. So working with these guys was one of my best experience where it really set me up for the world, because Golden Rocks were hardcore. I always knew to myself, I said I always wanted to be like Sly Dunbar or like Carlton Barrett, because that time there I was doing more drums. My focus was more on the drums. And I really mastered the drums, you know, where eventually I was hired to back up Michigan and Smiley from Jamaica. When they came to Dominica, they didn't have a group. So we were asked to back them up. Then further on, we were asked to also back up Tiger and Malvo. If everybody knows Tiger, he's one of the wildest DJs in the world. Tiger is one of the baddest DJs in the world. And I had the opportunity to back him up on drums. So to back up Tiger, you have to be a rough drummer, you know, because them man there, Tiger in the place, it's a bam bam. Them man they're rough and raw. So if you're not raw to really catch that energy, that's why I'm in the Granby people, we're in tune with that energy straight from Africa, man. It's just that energy where we can feel we're connected to everyone, and nobody should be left out. Nobody should be left behind. Everybody should move along in a one force, one voice, one accord, one love every time,
Nice.
you know?
Nigel, there's something about the people of Granby, and you can hear it, you know, even when Ras Digital speaks about his community. And it's one thing for us to have a format, an agenda for a program. But what I've realized is when we have people from Granby in particular on, they have to shout out their community in every way. So they have to bring in these historical aspects that make Granby, you know, the community that Granby is. So, but we still have to go back, right, Nigel? There are certain things we want to go back to.
We'll go
but
back.
from what he was saying, I learned a lot. I mean, I learned a lot about the community.
Oh yes. And what was interesting was that I was even saying, you know, I'm not sure if we've ever captured like the Geneva Uprising in a way that the rest of the Dominican community understands it and appreciates it. So maybe that's something we need to look at. Hey, Dr. Lennox on the church, we need to see how we can capture the Geneva Uprising. Stein, that would be a lovely documentary for Stein to do as well. DBS, you know, do something on the Geneva Uprising. But we'll get to that some other point in time. But yeah, I mean, when you have Granby, you know, and the other thing with Granby, when you see you have one Granby person on, the whole Granby community just flood in the book.
Look, Michael Henderson saying Jaguabi, and she put that big end bold.
You see,
so you can imagine. And we have some other people on as well.
More big up Michelle Henderson, enough respect to her. And I just want the people to know, you know, it's in the blood. Michelle is my cousin on both sides. Her mom is my cousin on my dad's side, and her dad is my cousin on my mom's side. So it goes a long way where you can feel everything is connected in the dots. Like, I like that show because it is the reality of really we should connect with each other and never disconnect and stay connected in spirit, that we know that the ancestors are always watching. They are happy to see what's happening today. They are joyful to know that this day was going to come when my music is going to be published to the world. And it's music for everyone. I write my songs to comfort everybody. And so later in the show, we'll be able to feature a couple of them.
Yeah, man.
So I'm guessing that maybe so Michael is also related to Chubby and Co and all these people as well?
No, Michelle is related. No, she's related. Yeah, she's related to me on my mom's side.
On your mom's side, okay.
My mom is Adi's sister, you know. If you know Adi Tradibel, that's my mom's sister.
Your mom is Adi's sister?
Yeah, man. So we're going a long way.
Teacher Adi, good morning to you.
Yeah, man. So it's our family is so grand, so big. And Lambert Henderson, which is Michelle's dad. That's my mom's cousin.
Okay, all right.
But my mom is Veronica Henderson. That's my mom's name before she got married to my dad, you know.
Okay. Nice. Granby connection happening today then. So I want to go back a little bit to your days in school. Very quickly, Granby School, Granby Elementary School. It looked like music was what you were really drawn into. But were you involved in sports, or were you like a troublesome guy? Were you like one of those who used to leave and go get some coconut or
You laughing,
what,
man.
what was it
Yes,
that?
troublesome, man, Nigel. I suspect Mr. Troublesome, Nigel. Let's hear from him.
Yeah,
Tell
Niger,
us.
there was never a dull moment, man. We had fun, man. Granby, I tell you, growing up in Granby is like no other place on earth, man. Everything was at your at your disposal. Every fruit, everything you could think of doing as a child growing up. Guava, mango, papaya, coconut, bananas, apricots, just name it, cherries, everything you could think of. Pomeranx, man, I tell you, man. So growing up in the river time was fun always. The beach time is fun, going to the sea, rinsing off in the river. Going up to the mountains where the waterfalls flow. Dominica is a really truly blessed island. That I tell people when I meet them, whether in New York, California, and Atlanta, where I'm at right now, you want to see Dominica because it's nature at its best. When God has created something that is perfectly done and created, there's nothing wrong with it. You have to witness it. And when you understand that feeling and creation, there is no force on earth that could stop you because God is the ultimate. Once you have God on your side, there is no stopping. Nobody can set nothing in your way because God will move it even before it gets there. Because we're dealing with the pure divine energy, and Dominica has that pure divine energy. Nature rules. Nature rules every time. We just need to listen. Need to take some time, and like Bob Marley said, there is a natural mystic blowing through the air. Yeah, man. So, and if you listen carefully now, you will hear. Seriously. So we have to take some time to listen to each other, listen to Mother Nature, the greatest teacher. Trust me, man. And we can't go wrong because Mother Nature provides everything we ever need to sustain our lives. So no man can deny you out of nothing because God provide the bread. He always provide the bread. So we want to live a life where we don't have no stress, we just want to always have a message for the people, a message of love, a message of togetherness, a message of peace, a message of tranquility, and a message of belonging, that we all should know that we're one family. Let us love each other. Let us bring back that love. Let us bring back that energy. Positive.
Niger, by the way, Clear Coffee is saying Jaguar Bay, we don't play.
Instagram, maybe people
That's
start.
profound.
Just like when you have Cassie Bruce and the thing, Cassie Bruce just.
There's an Octavia
Yes.
Alfred as
Cleo,
well, I
good
think.
morning to you.
Yeah, Cleo Coffee. Good morning.
And all the other Granbyites.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have quite a few on the live already.
Good morning to you. Good morning to
Yeah.
you. But Raz Digital, so in terms of so once you left the primary school, you went to SMA, music continued to follow you, I'm guessing. What about like
Sorry.
some of the influences that you may have had whilst at SMA?
I forgot to mention to you, Nigella, we were always in sports, me and my brother. Yeah, so starting from Granby, we were in cricket, soccer, not too much basketball, but cricket and soccer was like our main thing, and running. I was very good at 100 meters and long jump and stuff like that. So I used to partake in everything, and I feel to myself that sports is something that it enables you to know your abilities. It enables you to stay in line with the principles of life, that everything is principled, meaning that it's a certain way to do it, and you must do it right. When you do it right, then you have more time for yourself. You don't have to go back because you did it wrong to fix it. So I always have that kind of principle that you have to put your priorities straight, know that God is first in your life. The universe controls everything and everyone. So once you live it up to the universe, you realize it is now become effortless for you to achieve your goals because all forces are knocked down. You can't fight against God. Nobody wins against God. So when God is on your side, you're already a winner. So whoever is fighting against you, he's already a loser or she's already a loser. You just got to keep serving God and keep moving. For the purpose that God has chosen your life to serve, there is no turning back. Just like my Uncle Chubby, his legacy is never going to die. We come to add to this legacy because it's a legacy that is going to live on forever throughout every generation. That music brings us joy, laughter, happiness, family, togetherness, peace, tranquility, everything that is good. So I want to say to all the people who have contributed to music in Dominica, Bez Combo, Gramax, WCK, First Serenade, Triple K, all the money who's doing well. Asa Banton, big up yourself every time. Want to big up all the Massive Them Eradication Squad, Butcher, Jacob, Yak, the drummer Yak, big up Yak every time, Papa Dread, respect. To all the man them like Tiki and Lobster, original Basie Lobster, who used to be my Basie when I was with Golden Squad. So I want to big up all the musicians them who lay down the foundation. Big up Zyro, big up Perez. Enough respect every time.
I like that.
Niceness,
I like
nice,
that. So
Nigel. I'm
nice.
looking at the book as well as he speaks. Carl Kofi James is saying he's tied to Granby too, eh?
Yeah,
But
man.
then Carl Kofi James, that's the first name I think our guest called. So there must be a strong connection. And so Nigel, I'm just going through. Great respect, bro, and thanks for mentioning Black Bees. You keep the history. That's Frida. And there's a lot more, but as we go along, we can see, we can quickly tell you what's happening on the Facebook Live. Good morning, Ras. Love from Stephanie Ballot, Miss Bay. So this is Granby. From all the family, we love you. And there's a lot more. Nigel, I tell you, Granby people are coming on now. My dear cousin Esther Henderson is listening from North Carolina, South City, Roots One. Okay, let's continue, Nigel. Nice
Yes,
vibes.
today we'll call it Granby Day
Oh
because it's
yes.
going to
Oh,
be
let
like
me
that.
tell you
It's the
something, and they'll
Granby
come
Day.
down in full
And
force.
that's that's the beautiful thing about it when you have someone from Granby who represents in a positive way so that the rest of the community can respond that way.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know?
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
man.
that's what I'm loving about it. What
Yeah,
about
man.
some of the influences on, I mean, because we're gonna get into your music in a little bit,
Yeah.
but in terms of apart from Chubby and Midnight Groovers and those, what about some of the other bands at the time? Do you think they had any influence? Were you moving towards them as well, or was it just
Oh yeah. Oh
cats?
yeah. Oh yeah. I remembered I used to go by Jackan. There's a brother called Jackan, man. Jackan lives in Paris, France. So every time I would come from school, I would run down by Jackan because he have a drum set up there. And so get on the drums and whoever there to play bass and would always hold a rhythm, drum and bass and rock it steady, tight, ready. So later down in that year, we went down to Black Machine back in them time there with Perez and Zyro. They were lower down the road because I live up in Tetlali. Tetlali, then you have to go down further by when Roosevelt had a house, country garden there. And so that is where Jack and used to live, had his set up. So then Perez and them live further down, going closer down to the sea now, to the ocean side, by the primary school, by the Granby Elementary School. So would I go there sometimes, go play there with Jamoka. Jamoka is JB, another bass player, or Blood. Blood was the bass player for Black Bees. So it was a lot of things, a lot of music going on in Granby. We always had somewhere to go chill out. Would go sometimes by Pious Chanters up in Hagley. There was another reggae group that was in Granby with Ijabo. I want to big up Nabasha. He has a video and a new CD out right now. I want to take the opportunity to big you up, Nabasha. Big respect every time. You have been always a pioneer for the music scene in Granby, and a lot of people don't know about you, but we call him Ijabo. I big him up on the Dominica track. So if you hear me say Ijabo, I'm talking to this brother about this brother. He changed his name to Nabasha. So he lives in Guadeloupe right now. Frequently goes to Germany and back. So enough respect, but so many musicians and other artists that even though I don't get to mention their names. Ted, my cousin, you know that Ted was the bass player for RSB with Kofi. Ted Henderson is also my cousin. He and his brother Russell. So the whole family thing, the whole music thing is just a niceness. When we grew up, it was just a joy growing up in Granby doing music, because everywhere you go, we would do a roadside jam either by Arton Square, either in Country Garden Square, either in by Block 44 or Block 45 or Hagley up there, Stone. Somewhere would always do something for the people. Always just put up the instruments and just say, yo, this Sunday we are going to mash it up. And we had singers like Rodney and DJs like Stilleman. Stilleman, big respect, is one of the DJs. He won the national DJ contest once. We grew up together. That's my classmate in primary school. His dad was my parent, as we call it, godfather. So me and DJ Stilleman go back a long way. We want to big up General PT. That's my cousin as well. And all the other DJs, Natty and Lobster and Jacob and Tiki and
Telia, Maya.
Talia and Maya definitely, and man like Alex Green, cause them man they play wicked guitar, and I want big up Alex, you know. And them man they never was too on the forefront, but more let the people know. Granby have so many musicians, so many musicians. I want to bring back that culture. I want to bring back the live vibes where we want just kind of just done with the violence.
But
We
how
don't
much?
want that violence seed to grow. We want to kill that violence seed right now on this troubling thing with the gun thing and the robbery and the thing. Yo, we have to stop this and bring back the love, you know. Like my uncle Chubby say, bring back the milk and honey. That is what he was referring to. Bring back the good old days. Bring back the time when we used to care for each other. We used to love each other and share with each other. Every time.
But what about the other groups too? Were you listening to them as well? Did they like influence you in some way at that time? Of course, you speak a lot about Granby and the
Yeah.
wealth of talent that Granby has.
Look,
But what
go
about
watch
the
them.
other groups like Exile One and
Yeah.
Liquid
Gordon
Ice
Henderson,
and
Gordon
Mantra?
Henderson is still my root. Gordon Henderson is still my relative still. You know. So I used to listen to Gordon Henderson. Me day by way Gramax. Me and Jeff. Jeff used to come to Granby all the time. Jeff father used to live in Granby. Amos used to live in Granby. So me always had a tie to Gramax and Exile One and that band Stalwarts and Ignition, what them calling it, Ignition?
Yeah, Ignition Man.
Ignitions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ignition.
man. So it's a lot of groups because when Chubby and Co really had the thing going in the early 70s, you know, them man used to come to Granby all the time. You know, so I get to meet all these musicians, man like Bird and man like Freddie and Brian Cook and so many musicians, Ophelia Marian, because I used to go down by Mac and record too, in Point Michelle and when he had the thing up in Copter. Me and my brother used to go down by Mac to record. We used to go by Cornell on Bath Road to record. We used to record with Seki in Newtown, Savannah by where Lofty used to have the I think it was how we call it, New Harlem. Yeah, so we performed there too for Lofty many times. We perform on the Rosa Market many times. We perform at Windsor Park and all them places because that's where we backed up Tiger and Malvo. Them big shows that took place in Carnival City before they built the stadium. We opened up for Third World. We opened up for Yellow Man. My brother opened up for Yellow Man with the Eradication Squad. That was one of the best shows that went down in history. Everybody thought, well, they were the star of the show. But it was Yellow Man and Saji. Saji is one of the wickedest band. Anywhere wrong you go, Derek Barnett, big up yourself. We had an opportunity to meet up with you in Brooklyn, New York. So them man, so many musicians I've met in my life. So from Dominica, let me just give you a little rundown from when we left high school in a Golden Squad, do all the music there. So time come on when my brother migrated to St. Thomas. May I give you the real rundown right now? And so when he moved to St. Thomas, he left me in Dominica with Golden Squad. He called me one day. He said, "Yo, Ras, we have a show with Barrington, not Barrington Levy. We have a show with Shabba Ranks. Shabba Ranks was on fire them time there. Trailer Load album, they just come out. So you tell me, yo, what we need a drummer, you know. We don't have a drummer. You are the best man for the job. So next I want to pay your money, pay your ticket right now. Morrison, who was the manager of the thing, who was the booking agency, and I think Nesta was the manager. They paid my ticket. The next day I told my dad I have to go to the airport, I have to fly out because I have to do a show with Shabba Ranks and Charlie Chaplin and Chicken Chess and the whole thing. So when we reach up there, straight to the rehearsal room from the airport. We rehearsed for the show. Then we get to know, say, they wanted us to be the opening act for the show. So I said, well, all right. We gave them a wicked set. My brother Tuklasha was the lead vocalist at that time. I was the drummer and background vocalist. So we come get the package, the set list ready, get that ready. Boom, boom, bam, bam. Go mash up Lionel Roberts Stadium. Mash it up big time. When we're done with that show, we got contracts for Charlotte Amali. So we were gigging around Lime Tree, we were gigging around like Greenhouse and, several places in Charlotte Amali where we would have like contracted weekly gigs to perform. So that went on for a while, like 3 months. And then I got an opportunity to migrate to New York when I met this lady, and she was very infused by my talent. So she's like, yo, I want to take you to New York with me. I'm like, you serious? She's like, yeah, you have mad talent. You could sing, you could drum, man. And I'm going to make you meet some people. I'm like, who are you going to make me meet? My cousin, Junior Reid. I'm like, really? So Junior Reid, one blood Junior Reid from Black Uhuru, So she got interested in me and, we exchanged numbers. And then we got married. She eventually, got married to her, and we migrated to New York. So I left the band that I was with my brother called Legal Town and migrated to New York. And from there, it was just the opening. We book upon all international artists. Ranking Joe, Meditation, Sugar Minot, Ital, Sister Carol, Sluggy Ranks, Junior Demos. The list goes on and on and on and on. Those me can't even remember. So I started doing shows, started hooking up with Ozzy Delamore from St. Lucia, Patrick Jr. from St. Vincent. These were some Caribbean artists that I used to work with other than the Jamaican artists them. Then eventually I met Nasio in New York. Nasio Fontaine. Nasio was working, Nasio was just finished working on his Revolution album. And then we got exchange numbers and we started talking and stuff. So he told me he was working on a new album. So he told me he wanted me to do drums. So I said, what? Earthman was on keyboards and was on bass. Then we got one job to play the bass, but Earthman like set up all the music, did all the musical arrangements and set it up. And then we went to another studio where I did the drums live for Nasio. We just did it again live. And so that was recorded. We did the Revolution, Living in the Positive album, where I did drums on most of the tracks except one. I think Rise Up. I didn't play drums on that track there. I think one of the rock drummers played on that. But I did drums on all the other songs, like, you know, African Spirit and you know, so many tracks, you know what I mean? Urban Loving, and it's a lot of tracks on that album. Living in the Positive is one of them tracks. Living in the positive, and I'm a good conquer evil. Jaja in the midst of battle. Yeah, so listen to Nasir Fountain on that track. I'm the drummer on that song and on the whole album. So massive big respect to Nasir Fountain. Yeah, he's been a pioneer on the scene, freedom rights and equal rights and justice. Yes, man, enough respect to Nasir Fountain every time. So we want the people to just know, say, whilst in New York, I started going on tours, you know. The man them say, well, first we had a big record release party where entailed Meditations, Itals, Sugar Minot, Sister Carol, Rankin Joe, all the artists I called to you, they compilated one CD on a label called Easy Star Records. If anybody you could go check Easy Star All Stars, their record label, and you could see that all these artists are affiliated with them. Currently, they're working with Maxi Priest and Steel Pulse. So it's a lot of things. Then after the show, the launching sold out at the Lansdowne in New York City. Then Meditations call me. They say, yo, Digital, me love the eye style, you know. They are a wicked drummer, man. So we have a 3-month tour, you know. Me want to go up on tour with we, you know. So me say, yeah, man, I down. So right away they send me a set list. I listen to the songs. We get to the rehearsal studio in Brooklyn, rehearse the set list over and over again, and boom, 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 bam, ready for the road. Bam, we hit the road the first year. Successful show from New York to California and back. We did that for like three years. And so I've been on the music scene, played in every state, every city. I've been exposed to all these great experiences. Bonnie Wheeler, Burning Spear, Pato Banton, Maxi Priest, just name it. Everybody on the road. Cut down Carlos, you know, Steel Pulse, everybody.
Wow.
So we know when it comes to the music, you have to be genuinely loyal to the music. It's not an ego thing. It's not a hype thing. It's a foundation thing. So when you come from the foundation, you understand what is happening at the top of the building, because the top of the building can't stand without the foundation of the building. So really and truly, I'd rather be at the foundation where renovation, remodeling, and reviewing and doing everything that you need to do starts with the foundation. If you put out a song, you have to remix the song and you have to remaster the song and then you have to redistribute the song. Remember, the song was done at the foundation. You have to go back to the foundation to remix the song, to remaster it and redistribute it. So we as a people, as the foundation people of this planet Earth, we big up Mama Africa. We want to take pride in all the African people and all the ancestors who have lost their lives. We pray for you, we love you, we miss you. You are the shoulders that we stand on. We'll never forget you. We'll never, ever give up the fight. for liberty for all, freedom for all, justice for all in our hearts. So I want to take time to say big honor and majestic honor to His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia, who has been on the spearhead forefront for equal rights and justice for the entire human family. It seems like some people try to put Haile Selassie on the back burner. He cannot be. You cannot cover the sun. Even with the darkest cloud, you cannot cover the sun. Haile Selassie is the sun that shines bright for the whole world to see. So if we understand and listen to his words, we understand we should never fight with each other. We should never, ever get a reason to turn against each other. No, life is a journey. Let us help each other along the way, like Bob Marley said. Why not make it easier? Help each other along the way. So this is our duty as Rasta children, as Haile Selassie children, as people who take the concept, the principle, the theory of His Imperial Majesty to understand the purpose of life throughout this planet Earth. Every life is important. Every child is beautiful. Every nation and culture, to me, if you look for the beauty in it, it is there. So let us not think of the negative, but of the positive, because Jah creation is beautiful. It starts with Dominica, where I was born. But we have to take it back to Africa, where life started. So we always say, Africa, we love you, man. Africa, we love forever. We not stop. Nigel and Ivonia, we give enough respect, enough thanks for the opportunity to share this message with the people, because the music will speak thousand. We not have to say nothing more. But when I play the music, them, I have it all set up. I'm going to play a little something for them. I'm going to sing along for them. See?
Go for it.
This is profound.
Give us something.
Yeah. Give us something. I know you have a lot of
Give us
tracks.
something on the music.
All right. Hold on. Let me just set this up.
Yes. This is Connecting the Dots. Ras Digital with us today. And we're really connecting everyone.
I tell you, Nigel.
He's giving us a connection from way back.
Oh, I tell you, Nigel. He's incorporating everything into this. Yes.
I mean, the people that he's worked with, all the big names in the reggae music industry. And, being humble about it.
Very, very humble. And
yes.
Adriana Henderson, by the way, she's on Nigel, and she's saying good morning all. Delighted to hear that, her people. Delighted to hear her people and say love always. And Michael Henderson still around. Esther Thomas, can you remember that big show at Bala Park in Grand Bay years ago? So that's the question from Esther.
I'm sure he'll let us know. He's setting up
He's setting up, and Carl Kofi James is saying that's why he rates Eradication Squad at the Yellow Man show, and RSB was also on that show. Jean Chaplis, good morning to everyone on the live. Ivona, you looking great. That's what she said. Anyway, Nigel, nice seeing you.
Of course, anything you say, anybody's true.
And she's saying, hi to Mr. Pacquette, but very deep, very, very deep. I really like his vibes.
Yes. Nice spiritual connection as well happening as well. What's interesting though, I mean, that Eradication Squad and the rest of the reggae bands, reggae seem to have been like a big, almost big time in Dominica.
In Dominica, I think it's underrated, Nigel. It is underrated.
Yes. When you really think of it, I mean, we bigged up the Kadas and the and the Puyo and everything that's come through, but we have some great reggae bands. That was, producing some good reggae music.
Yeah, man. We had a lot. We had a lot back in the day. We still have, quite a few, Nigel. And Irma George is in great program, enjoying the conversation in Boston. Okay, so you're ready, Ras Digital?
Yeah. Ras Digital putting the rest of the things together. He's putting everything. He won't give us a big show, so that's I love that.
Yeah, we can do with that.
He's setting up his mics and everying. This is like a big show now.
Yeah, man.
Preparation for that.
All right. Yes. This track is called Give Jah the Praise.
All right.
And I want to just dedicate this song to all roots people. As a matter of fact, roots people inhabited this earth first. So when I say roots people, I mean everyone. See? Foundation people, everyone. Start with Africa. Across to Dominica, up to Jamaica, and to America, and back to Africa. So we say, give Jah the praise. Listen, people, I'm going to give you just a little piece of it. It's brand new. I just released this song. It's available everywhere on the internet, YouTube, iTunes, Amazon. Check it out. Walk in the ways of the Almighty. Rastafari. Well, Jah, well, Jah, praise Jah. Where you? They in a rum cut. That's why they mind up in a rat trap. Babylon are causing of destruction. That's why them are cause inflation. What's going on in the community? Oh Lord, have the pity. They causing trouble on the people. Oh, let them know we can do the impossible. Oh, let them say, oh Jah, we gonna give Jah the praise. With them too, Jah Jah, we gonna give Jah the praise. Give Jah the praise in the morning and in the evening. Give Jah the praise in the noontime. Oh Jah, oh Jah, give Jah the praise in the morning. Oh now, and in the evening. Give Jah the praise in the noontime. I mean the noontime, all of the time. See them fighting, oh tell me why. What a disaster, child. I won't tell no lie. There is no food, there is no water. They use them, end up in disaster. Oh, child, put a happy land in this situation. Yes, Ivonia. So this song I'm featuring a DJ from St. Elizabeth, Jamaica on there. He's called Messenger Silla. So I want to also big up Messenger Silla. Anyway, they're right now, my lord. Honorable respect every time His Majesty works at Figuan. So this song, Give Jah the Praise, it means a lot to me. It just tells us we can move on forward if we don't have God in our lives. God should be first. So you won't hurt anybody. You won't hurt anything. You won't disrupt or destruct anything in your way. It's a journey. You must trust God. And trusting God is living everything the way God set it, the way He set it, or better. So, no more trouble, no more wars, no more violence, whether it's domestic or whether it's physical, whether it's in a family, whether it's out a road, no gang business. The only gang we should have is our oneness and cultural groups and sports groups. If we have a group, it's going to be a sports group or a music group. No violent gang. We burn out violence, man. Ras Digital say one love. We bring back the love in the ghetto. I start in Granby where me born, you know. We don't want the violence amongst our nine community. None at all. They hit up on the woman them and the pedophiles them. We don't watch what we do. Do not molest your children. Do not turn their life into a living hell because your life is in a hell. Leave the children them alone. Leave the children so they can grow and them can learn. Wow. So, I want to say one love, one heart to everyone who loves God. Do the right thing. For God is doing the right thing every time. Whether you like it or not, the truth is not a sin. It's an offense, but it is not a sin. Not everybody are going to like you. But once God shield you, nobody can touch you, see? So we say love, bring it back, man. For Dominica, at home and abroad. I also want to take this opportunity to thank my mom and dad. Mom and dad, if you're listening, Mrs. Veronica and Israel Pacquette, Oki, if everybody know you in Grand Bay, everybody know you as Oki. So enough respect. She's Chubby's sister, my mom. Her name is Oki, who is Adriana Henderson's sister. We want to tell you special love and respect to you, mama, because one of the people them know, you know, I'll be coming home for Isidore this year, so we'll be doing a live performance for the Isidore this year. So massive, we have a whole heap of music to come. And if before you go, me have another song I would want to introduce to you. This one is called My Girl. This one is called My Girl. Brand new. Shooby-doop, my girl, yes. Don't you know that I love you? It's true, baby girl. Shooby-doop, my girl, yes. Don't you know that I need you? The first time I seen your face, You put a smile on my face. Attracted to your beauty and affection. Girl, I need your time and attention. The first time you step in the place, you put a smile on my face. I really, really, really got to know you, baby. I'm falling in love with you. Oh, yes, with you, girl. Oh, I say yes in you, with you. Fall in love with you. I miss you, shoot. Ah, yeah. So that's I know. People, yeah, man. When you get another vibe, you get another zone, you don't want to stop. You know, but this one is called My Girl. Everyone is loving this one around the world. Go check it out, people, on YouTube. Go check it out on iTunes, Amazon.com. You could get it on TikTok, Deezer, Pandora, Spotify, anywhere. My Girl as Digital. Brand new. Go get it, people. We're loving all the time, man. For real.
Wow, Nigel, Matutu, and
Man.
Oriane, and Pierre Charles the late, and people like that, Jamala Fontaine, and they must be very happy that
Yes,
the talents continues.
Lambi, Henderson, and all
Yes,
those
yes.
who have contributed and have gone. But I'm pretty sure they must be smiling today in terms of the son of the soil,
Sure.
doing what he's doing and representing the community the way he's representing the community. And what I like about it is the positive messages, the positive vibes that's coming from him. In terms of what we need to do as a people and as a community. Raz Digital, you gonna give us another one?
Yes, because the final one is
a show for us there. I'm enjoying this.
I've been really wanting the people them to get to really listen to the song. The song I wrote. And again, I want to big up my producer, Scatcha Beloved, one of the baddest producers on the planet. He's hailing from Grand Bay, being one Stuart's son. He's one of our family from the time we started music in Grand Bay. His older brother was my keyboard player. So today, I want to take time to say big respect, Scatcha. Anyway, the world is known about you now. Scatcha Beloved, one of the baddest producers on the planet. And he produced that track. I wrote the song, Dominic on this track. And this song, it's my time to share it with my island I love so much. Yes, Dominica, this one is for you. It's called Oh Dominica. So take a listen. I'm going to do a little piece of it for you. All right, Ivona?
Sure.
Rastafari. Hear it. Hold on. Oh, I said sweet Dominica. Jah know we love you. Jah know that we love you. I said, whoa, Dominica. Jah know that we love you. I said, whoa, Dominica. Jah know that we love you. I said, whoa, Dominica. You bless with food and water. I said, whoa, Dominica. You bless with food and water. Dominica nature, island of the Caribbean. The place full of vibes and no faction. A sunny little island with so much to see. Green vegetation and natural beauty. The good city where we come from is called Grande. People full of vibes and resiliency. When it comes to truth and rights, they put up a fight. Making sure it's all about equal rights. When it comes to truth and rights, they only just put up a fight. Well, I said, whoa, Dominica, Jaja know that we love ya. I said, whoa, Dominica, you bless with food and water. I said, whoa, Dominica, we love ya. Whoa, Dominica, bless you with food and water. Aye, Selassie, I know. This one is called Oh Dominica. Saying?
Niceness. And the love, what I love about it again is, distance can't really separate the love from Dominica. No matter where you are, that love continues to be there and continues to connect you with what you're doing, So really appreciate that, Ras Digital.
Positive vibes.
Quick question for you before you give us another one, though. In terms of your music, what is it that influenced your music? How do you go about creating what you do?
You spend time, you always look around you. Life is your environment. You are living in an environment where people move, people talk, people do things. And sometimes crazy things are happening. You're wondering why. Why all these mass shootings? Why all this children and homeless people over there? Why? You're asking yourself why? Because we should have a system set up where people can live a normal life without these, these situations that is depriving you of life's glory and life's beauty. I feel that we can do more to make, first of all, we must stop this global warming problem. How are we going to do that? Emissions gas, how we don't deforest the planet. If you cut all the trees, for every tree you cut, the oxygen is less. So I have to understand when you do things, when you're going to do it, is it going to make things better or worse? So let us pray every time. We premeditate, we pre-think, we prevision. We want to always pray in the right direction. We don't want to do nothing on the planet or to the planet that is going to affect Jah plan for this planet, the only one we have to live. We have to ensure that preservation. That is why I like Dominica's motto on the flag. Après bon Dieu c'est la terre. Ou pas ça détruit la terre. Sous détruit la terre, ou détruit quoi? Qu'ils a fait sortir ça, on est pour préserver la terre. Là, ou préserver la terre, ou préserver quoi? Because tout ça ou bouge pour manger, c'est la terre qui va so pour qui manie ou pas qu'à try préserver. So là, ou destroy, qui ça va imagine, qui ça va boire? Ou va boire wash? So think about it. So we have to think of the beauty of the planet and our duty to preserve the planet. Who's causing all these problems? We always have to look at the politicians because they are the ones who are calling the big shots. I don't like politics because I realize they're not honest. You can't trick the people. You must be honest with the people. You must let the people know that you're there for them, not in what you're saying, but your actions. In creating a system everyone can benefit. Dominica should have had a factory, like Bello products. Dominica should have like maybe 2 or 3 of that factory around the island. Coconut, papaya, mango, orange, passion fruit, cherries. Man, so many things I can't even call their name. We can process and market these things. The government need to really take a little bit more, pay a little bit more attention to the resources of the island. Why bring the Chinese in? Why should we have to buy water? Why Dominica have so much water? They have to buy water? No, man, don't buy a bottle of water from nobody, man. Dominica have too much water. Go up to the source and get your own water. And we can bottle all this water and sell it amongst our island and the island people around in the neighborhood. So we have so much to do, so much work to do. I think we're focused on the wrong things when the people are suffering and at large, the children, I'm really, really, really feeling the children's pain because they are the people of tomorrow. What kind of planet are we going to live for them? What kind of responsibility are we going to live for them? Are we going to leave them hopeful? Are we going to leave them fearful? Are we going to leave them destructful? We have to leave them hopeful, my brother. We have to leave them hopeful. So we must give them good music, good advice, good inspiration. Be a good role model for them. No violence. Ras Digital don't like violence. We are born violence every day, man. We don't want no violence amongst the community. We want to bring back the natural love and respect for the elders, respect for the people them who are teachers in our community, who are teach the people and the young people them. Respect for the older people them who set the foundation to understand that it's about principles. You can't disrespect the elder for no reason at all. And if the elder disrespect you, call on another elder to correct this elder. Because the elder they go off a car, so you cannot be an elder and disrespect the young people them. We must bridge the generation gap. We must do it. Or else the gap is gonna get wider. And you know what is a gap? It's like a gorge, when you go down in a falls, No, if the land was flat, you could just cross from one side to the other. Easier than going down in the falls and come back up. That is too much work. So we really have to understand that whatever we do now, the children are going to learn. They're learning from what they're seeing, what they're hearing. So I say, give Jah the praise in the morning. There's a song I call Teach the Youths Them. And there's one I call The Gun Thing. Me say, you see the gun thing and all this killing. Rastaman no really want no part of that. To see all the youths them end up in a problem. It makes me sad and make me sick to my heart. You see the gun thing and all this killing. Rastaman no really want no part of that. To see all the gun thing. Bam. Again. Yeah, Rastafari loud and clear. All the meditation, me say far on, yeah. Whether you are yard or in a foreign, keep Jah the tongues and sing. Rastafari loud and clear. All the meditation, we say near or far. Whether you are yard or in a foreign, yield up your voice, say shout and sing. Say you see the gun thing and all this killing. As someone who really want no part of that, to see all these things end up in a problem. Make me sad, make me sick to my heart. You see the gun thing, all this killing. Rastaman who really want no part of that, to see all these things in a problem. In a problem. So this is one of the songs I am sending out to the gunman them, or the so-called wannabe gunman them. We don't need no gunman in our community here. We don't want no violence in our community. We want people with cutlasses and piqua and fuchette. Like my Uncle Chubby say, the plants are willing to grow. At that moment, we go back to the culture and the agricultural tradition. Stop wandering around with a phone in your hand. About WhatsApp. WhatsApp what? What is happening what? If you go plant some food so you know say the food planted, you can't starve. You can't rely upon the Chinese them. I give you dog meat and I give you horse meat and I give you all kind of something there to eat. You understand? But be careful now. They come to change everything. So we are the natural people, natural inhabitants of Dominica. We know the natural living. Don't go out of that, people. I told you already and I tell you again. Dominica is one of the most beautiful places on this planet Earth. Don't bother things, you know, we're better. May I tell you that?
Nigel
Francis.
Francis.
Let me ask you as well, Raz Digital, because you keep saying, you know, we need to go back to what was there and how we used to be and so on.
The love, man. Yeah, man.
Do you think that, like, in your time when you were growing up and the community played a greater part in how the child was raised?
Yes.
The elders took care of them, you know, the village was there. You think we've kind of lost that along the way?
We lost it. We're opening our house to certain traditions that is blinding us and leaving up the real valuable traditions behind. We need to go back to the times when the elders used to spank you if you do something wrong upon the road, you know. And then when you bring the message to your father spank you again. You know, we need to bring back the times when we as young people growing up, we help the elders when they need help. We reach out to them. We sit down and have little country and list where, and I remember when I used to sit down with my grandmother, you know, my favorite time was when I come from school, do my homework, take my bath and sit down waiting for a list where from Teteneja and Luan and all these kind of stories. You know, like telling Continental Man back in Independence celebration, you know. Remember, Boji was one of the most. Boji was living right by me. A man called something George. I forget his first name. But he was one of the best conch tellers in Dominica. He won the competition many times. And he was living right in my backyard there. And Pierre Charles' father was living right in front of me there. So traditional music was all around me. All kind of things, man, happening. And the energy I feel, that's declining. We need to bring the children back to the realization of the value of life, the true value of life. It's one connection, the land and you and the land. Please don't disconnect that, my people. Don't disconnect that. Don't go try to eat no canned foods, you know. Because right now is a whole heap of, today the man sent me a video and he sent me about what kind of food them are put, you know. A whole heap of biochemical and bio this and that. Them are putting can and this and that for people. So people, stay with the land and plant the food natural. Don't bother change the thing. Stick with the culture and the tradition. Because if you don't do that, eventually we'll all disappear because of the bad things that we eat and drink. So stay with nature. The first teacher, the best teacher, there is no other. So this is what Raz Digital is saying. Dominica, you can grow everything. You have the most fertile soil in the Western Hemisphere. You have the tallest mountains and most of the rivers. It's a reason why Jamaica see his might and his beauty in this island. That's why I tell you in the song, me say, Dominica, you are made I strong. You are my foundation. Yes, you are my rock. And you are my foundation. I mean that. Enough cocoa tea me drink and yampe and enough bala and enough volan and enough doad and yeah man papa and yo man a day this you know day bless you know nothing better than me a food them man. This is the most, may I tell you, most nutritious foods man me ever eat is in Dominica. May I tell you straight up. The most, and last night I talking to my girlfriend, more big up sister Sammy wherever you're there. Yeah man, Sammy Bed Minister, enough respect to your empress. She's my empress from the Pitted Seven area. So I'm coming home later this month. We'll be coming home to do 2 concerts for the St. Isidore Festival in Grand Bay. So it's gonna be a smash. Cause trust me, man, we have something good for the people. Yeah, the performance is gonna be epic. So we want everybody to come forward. The whole of the day, come forward to Granby because we always support the rights of the people. And like Chubby is my uncle. So yeah, man, come celebrate with us. We not let you down, man. Digital loving you, man, for real.
Have you ever done like a collaboration or tried to link up with someone like Mikael and some of the other Granby folks in terms of doing a song together or anything like that? Has that ever happened?
I mentioned that I mentioned that to Mikael already. I mentioned that to her. It's been a while ago. Yeah, I mentioned that to her. I told her I would like to collab with her, do a song with her. And I have a lot of songs that have already recorded already to be released. I have a whole album ready, as a matter of fact, to be released. So I just released, yeah.
No. I was going to ask because I mean, coming from Granby, right? Like when you see, it might probably gravitate more towards Scottish music and so on. What about reggae music that you found yourself? Yeah, you found yourself heading into the reggae genre rather than the Kadas one. Do you do Kadas music?
Music. I have a song called Shock Out Your Body. This one will be on out soon on my label. My record label is Breadfoot Music Entertainment Records. It will be out on that label soon. Shock out your body. Shock out your body. Shock out. 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 So that tempo there, that kind of Afrobeat, but it's of a high tempo, higher tempo.
Nice.
I have a kind of Zouk kind of tempo to it. I can find that song, but it's in the CD player right now. I have everything on my phone. I don't have that song on the phone.
That's okay. That's okay.
Right now, so.
Nigel, I'm looking at the book and a lot of people are really enjoying the vibes. Let us say hi to Glenda Ashby. She says she's listening from her balcony in the beautiful nature. I guess she wanted to write, enjoying the sunshine. Muriel Stewart, good morning to you as well. And she's asking if that is Roosevelt Pacquette. She said, is my people. Thomas Holmes as well, enjoying what he's hearing. And there's a lot. Nigel, Glenda Defoe, and Carl Kofi James again. Bobby Thomas, good day listening from London. I was raised in Granby all my life. That was the best days. Everyone was looking for each other. A lovely program. I think it's the best village in Dominica. Yes, and the messages continue to come, Nigel. Very deep, brother.
Yes. We know on our Facebook page there's a whole conversation going on. So of course, Raz Digital, once the program is done and you want to go back onto the Facebook page, you can see all the different comments and all who was digging you up and nailing you up and the connection that was happening in there, in terms of what you're doing currently, I mean, you've been drumming. Would you consider yourself more a drummer than a frontline singer? Do you love drumming more than you probably would want to be like a frontline singer?
No, Nigel, I love them both, You see, I was always gifted with singing.
Yes.
My brother is older than me. He went to places before I did, but he's my witness, Simpson Pacquette. He's my witness because growing up, any song he would write, I would be the first one to hear it and critique it. Hey, Roosevelt, listen to this. Any calypso song he writes. So I would then join him right away with the background vocals and see where we could make it better, change the lyrics and stuff like that. So always I feel that there is a connection, a deeper connection than most people probably would just see on the surface. Music is a calling. It is a calling from the efforts. I always tell people my inspiration comes from the chambers. And my producer always asks me, Digital, what do you mean by the chambers? The chambers are where the ancestors dwell, where they meet, where they choose the spirits that are going to continue the works of the Father as an angelic force here on the planet. They let in the gates who are supposed to come in the gates, and they lock out the ones who have to lock out. Remember, they're in the realms that we are not yet there. They can see and feel everything.
Nice.
So when we do what we do, we must do it with their intention, with their vision, with their approval and their admission, and their connection. At all times, they are present with us, whatever we do and we say. Because trust me, when you have them in that state of mind, in your mind and in your heart, there's a light that brights up inside of you. It illuminates your body. It comes from within because remember, the sun is that light that everything goes around. The rays of the sun is connected to everyone. You have a little piece of that sun in your heart. So when the sun shines, you don't see the needle when it reaches you, but that is what the energy source is. So we must always remember, we must send back that energy to where it comes from, which is good. It keeps you alive. You're not sick if you do the right thing. You drink enough water. You eat the right things. You love your brother like yourself. You do the good things. So your heart is never corrupt. Your heart is never burdened with a disease of anger, of melancholy, of depression, aggression, of the things that make people so evil in life that they feel they can ever outdo God. You can never win against God, man. God is, you must do the good things in life. You must do what is right. Good over evil, that is the order of the day, every day. So how are you going to win when you're doing something evil? How are you going to win against God when God set the foundation on a good foundation, and you come with something to oppose it or to obstruct it? It not gonna work. It's love. Love is the foundation. That meant to say we must sincerely love the ancestors. As a matter of fact, love God first, love the ancestors, love our parents, our peers, our children, our siblings, and every human being you get in contact with is a journey. We must never derail from that focus.
Nice. Very quickly, the Simpsons still doing music?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we meet every Saturday nights at the recording studio. He has a new project coming that he's working on. We collaborated on a song recently called Don't Wanna Be Lonely. Yeah, that's a new song I wrote. Don't Wanna Be Lonely. Don't wanna be lonely. She just wanna feel like rain. She don't wanna be lonely. She just wanna be happy. Yeah. So it's one of the songs that me and I collaborated it. It's a nice song. We are still working on it. It will be out sometime this year, hopefully. So yeah, Simpson is doing well, and I want to big him up again. Took like showers here. Big respect, big singer. You don't know, say the whole world know about you. Dominica know about you. You have won several national competitions. You have run several Calypso Monarchs while you were in high school. And I was always a participant in everything, as I am now. So he and I, we go back from the beginning, man. He can tell you the goods, tell you the bad, tell you the ups, tell you the downs. But yes, this man there has been a pioneer. He's been a foundation. And also being a role model to me, because as my older brother, hear him sing and see him sing. I used to have my little song system in Granby. And so Stilleman, General PT, Lobster, everybody would come at my place. Chubby, everybody. My place was like a place where all the musicians would meet and greet. And so until it's time to go home to sleep, them man would just be there. We cook food, we just reason and just take care of everything and organize us. Uncle Chubby was living right next to me in my grandmother's yard. That is where he was born and he grew up. So never short musicians. If I ever go down right now, musicians from every corner, every younger man, I go there because the energy is there. And I will find myself where they are too. So if they don't come to me, I will go to them. So that was the energy when I tell you we have to bring it back. We have to bring back that energy. That don't feel that you're too big. You're too big to go visit your brother, too big to go check on your brother, too big to go give him a support, to make him feel, say, you know, it's important. Yo, I value your time. I value you, you know, because I come see, you know. So you can do the same for me. So we want to bring back that kind of energy where we make time for each other. We don't have time for each other. That is the worst feeling, when you don't have time for each other, when in reality, all we have is each other. So we must never overlook that reality. The focus is to stay focused. Take care of each other. Let love be your guide. Let peace be your prayer. Everywhere you go, love guide and rule and controls everything. God is the most powerful energy on the planet in our universe. Nobody can win against love, man. So me thank Jah, it's in my heart. Just try it. Anyone try to fight against love, and you defeat it immediately, because your heart is corrupt. And once your heart tell you that you're corrupted, you will get the message. It will tell. That's why people get heart attack and they get high blood pressure. They're going against the natural flow of life. And your heart will tell you when you're going off, you're wrong. This time you're wrong. You're going against God. This time you're trying to rise above. No, you cannot rise above God. You have to understand what your heart is telling you. And when you understand what your heart is telling you, then your actions naturally will be from what your heart has judged and prescribed for you. So let us not forget, we must love each other again and keep loving each other. That is where it's at. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Nigel, very inspirational. You know, we got a lot. We got a lot today. Words of wisdom. We got a lot of music. Wow, this is a lot.
And it's almost that
very
time
good program.
where we have to say,
yes,
kind of goodbye
Yes.
and connect again. But Ras Digital, as we're closing up now, in terms of this particular program, connecting the dots, your general thoughts about it and your final words to all those who are listening and who will be listening at some point in time.
Right at this moment, I want to thank the Almighty God for giving me this great talent. Great family of musicians, Chubby and Co., my mom and Addie and everybody else, Lambert Henderson. And thanks to my mom and dad, Israel and Veronica Pacquette of Granby. You guys love forever, man. I will love you forever and always, mommy, because you never left my side till today. When I brought you to America, you don't like the States, so you go back home. But don't care where you at. Like I tell you, I want to see you now and always. That's why I'm coming home to see you this year. I want to see you every year. Because when you go and leave this planet, no plane, no train, no car, no bus, no bicycle, no motorcycle, nothing can get me to you. So I have to get to you. And I love you, Mom. Thank you for everything. You're one of the greatest people I know. Dad, I love you the same. Joe, Simpson, Leon Fear, Valerie, Sherilyn, Sandra, all my siblings, Nep, Merkwan, the whole of the Pacquette family. Julian, big up yourself for the Granby Festival Committee. We're coming home soon. We have a boat show for the people. We have a massive show. So we're going to just be back again as a family, and we're going to just enjoy life as we know it. Enjoy and celebrate life as we know it. Keep a good vibe. Put God first, people. And remember, I said, whoa, Dominica, Jaja know that we love ya. I said, whoa, Dominica, you blessed with food and water, beautiful water fall down the mountainside. You go jump in a minivan and go for a hike. Life is so simple, yes, exciting. The people that you meet, they always smiling. So much love to go around. Dominica, yes, you made I strong. Yes, Dominica, you my foundation. You my rock and my foundation. Oh, Dominica, pull. Dominica, we love you, nature island of the Caribbean. Keep it clean, keep it real, no violence. One love, one family. Bless. Big up Ivonia. Big up Brother Nigel. Big up Kofi. And all the Chicago Massive, all the New York Massive, all the London Massive, all the Caribbean Massive, wherever I want to do, all the VI Massive. Yes. Enough respect, man. Ras Digital love you know. Enough respect every time. See? Right. Give thanks again.
It surely was a pleasure. Surely was a pleasure. Yeah, linking up with you today and connecting the dots. And all the best. We should meet soon. You say you're coming to Dominica for the Fete Easy Door.
Yeah, so, don't miss the show in Granby. Don't miss that performance. Yes.
Right. Okay. Nigel Francis, we'll do it again next week. God willing.
We do it again next
week. Let's see what we can arrange for the Mother's Day, because it's the day before Mother's Day. So let's see what we can arrange.
What we can come up with.
Yeah, man. So. Niceness. Nigel, take care.
Take care,
all the best to you. Roosevelt Ras Digital Pacquette.
Yes, sister Ivona, blessings and love to you, love and light to you, sister. Keep the fire blazing, keep jam music playing. Yeah, man.
All right, take care.
Love.
So join us next week Saturday for another program. That's how we end Connecting the Dots today.